Good morning, guys. Important announcement today. I have to go to the school to pack up our room, so I'm not going to be online very much. I will try to check in when I can, but I also have a lot of stuff to take down from our room, as we know. So here we have one of our lovely FSA practice sheets that we're looking at today, and we are looking at applying properties of operations to multiply and divide. So we're looking at our commutative property, associative property, and distributive property. Up here, they have an example of what each of those are. It goes and explains it. So if we're not sure, we can go back and we can take a look here. This is a level 3 question, so this is like scoring a 3 on the Math FSA. Getting these questions right would be what we'd see to score a level 3. So this is a fairly short sheet. It looks like there's only 4 problems on it, but some of the problems have multiple parts. So it's a little more involved than it first looks. So it says select all. We know when we see select all, we're going to have at least 2 answers. Select all of the number sentences that have the same value as 6 times 5 is 30. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to solve all of my number sentences real quick, and then I'm going to see which ones are equal to 30. I'm going to go and I'm going to make my lines a little bit bigger. In person with like a pencil, I think I could make my writing fit, but here I need a little more space because it's hard to write small on the computer. Our writing tends to be a little bit bigger. There we go. So 6 plus 3 plus 2. I need to do parentheses first. Always do parentheses first. That's 5. And 6 plus 5 is 11. Is not A. All right, 6 times 3 plus 2. Well, 3 plus 2 is 5. And 6 times 5 is 30. They told us that right there. So I'm going to put my 30. And I'm going to circle B. All right, 2 times 3, that's 6. I'm just writing it over these because I don't really have space. I guess I could also come to the side here. So if you feel more comfortable coming to the side and working out over there, go for it. I'm just going to be writing the answers over the initial problem. So we have 2 times 3 is 6 plus 3 plus 2. All right, 3 plus 2 is 5. We have 11 again. That's not it. All right. 2 times 3 is 6, plus 3 plus 8, that's 11. 6 plus 11 is 17. All right, this has to be it because it said select all, so we should have 2. All right, 3 times 2 is 15, or 3 times 5, excuse me. 3 times 5 is 15, plus 3 times 5, which is 15. And as we know, 15 plus 15 is 30. So our answers for number 1 were A and E. Remember, whenever you have problems like this, do what I just did and work them all out because it's easy to accidentally skip one, especially if you're rushing. But when your work is right there and you're looking and saying, hey, what's equal to 30? Well, that is and that is, because the answers are right there. Don't try to do these in your head. It's too easy to lose your spot. Always write the answers down. Okay, I'm going to erase. And then I'm going to take a look at question number 2. So question number 2 says, draw a line to the pair of multiplication equations that can be used to solve each problem. So we have to do 2 things here. First, we need to find out what these are equal to, and then we need to go and add up. So I'm going to put an equal sign behind each of these, and then we'll go and we'll find what the multiplication is equal to. All right, 35 plus 21, 1 plus 5 is 6, 2 plus 3 is 5, this is equal to 56. All right, 32 plus 12, 2 and 0 is 2, 1 and 3 is 4. All right, 12 and 15, 2 and 5 is 7, 1 and 1 is 2, 4 and 2, or 40 plus 32, 2 plus 0 is 2. 3 plus 4 is 7. 2 plus 0 is 2. 1 plus 2 is 3. So now we know what all of these are actually equal to. Now we can go ahead and we can solve this. 8 times 4 is 32. So 32 and 32, that matches. 3 times 9, 27. 6 times 7, 42. 8 times 7 is 56. And 9 times 8 is 72. So now I'm just going to go and draw a line connecting my answers. When you go and you solve everything and then you're just at the stage where you need to draw lines, it's a lot easier. Go and do all of one side, then do all of the other, then it's just drawing the lines. When it's a lot of back and forth, it actually takes you longer. Do the easy part. Go and do all the adding so you find out what everything's equal to, then do your multiplying. See, I went all the way down and then it was just line, 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 line. Do things in steps. It will save you from making mistakes. All right. Which expression shows the following model? Select all that apply. All. So we're going to have at least 2. So I have some chocolate chip cookies on some plates, and I see I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 6 cookies. And I'm betting they want me to count the amount of chocolate chips on them. So let me go do that. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So I have 6 cookies, 6 groups of 7. So 6 times 7, hey, I had that on my front side. I already solved this. It was 42. I know I have 42 chocolate chips out of all these cookies. And now I'm going to be looking for things that equal 42. That's my goal. When you have these problems where they present you with an array and then they want something that matches the model, go and solve, then look for something that has the same answer. Whatever has, let me click my pencil. Whatever has the same answer is going to be your match. All right, 7 plus 4 is 6 plus, 6 times 7 plus 2, which is 9. 6 times 9 is 54. All right, not A. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 7 is 56. Well, that was a letdown. 4 plus 2 is 6. 6 times 7, hey! That is our problem, but it's been flip-flopped around. 42, so C is an answer. All right, we've got 4 times 3, that's 12, plus 4 times 4, which is 16. 12 plus 16 is 28. We have more than 28 chocolate chips. Okay, 7 times 4, that's 28, plus 7 times 2, that's 14. Okay, and if I add 14 and 28, 4 plus 8 is 2, and then I carry my 1. 1 plus 2 is 3, plus 1 more is 4. We're at 42. So our answers were C and E. Let's take a look at our last problem. Number 4. These have been really tricky for us. So let's see if we can find a way to make these make more sense in general. It says, what number makes the equation true? So we have 9 times 6 times 5. I'm going to write it bigger here because I now have all the space and my writing doesn't have to be cramped in. So 9 times 6 times 5. And then they go and they take some stuff away and I'm just left with something times 6. So this guy stays and moves over here. And I'm left now with 9 times 5 on the side. We just poofed this 6 over here. Why are we doing that? Because we can go and we can shuffle around the order of any problem in multiplication and the problem will stay the same. If we look at a simpler example, if we look at 3 times 2 times 1, because this is a problem we can do in our heads. And let's say I want to go and I'm going to poof something over. I want to leave the 2 over here, right? So 2 has moved to here. It is gone. I'm left with 3 times 1 on this side, which is 3. So 3 times 2 is the same as 3 times 2 times 1. Something times 6 is the same as 9 times 6 times 5. I'm not going to just write the numbers over again. I could say it's the same as 5 times 9 times 6, but that's not really what they're looking for when they give you those problems. What they want you to do is multiply 9 times 5. So 9 times 5 is 45. They're saying 45 times 6 is the same as 9 times 6 times 5. Let's look at this with another example. I'm going to put different numbers in there so that it'll make more sense. I'm going to use slightly bigger numbers, but not as big as what they did here, because I want us to be able to check it and confirm it in our heads. So let's look at 4 times 10 times 2, right? And so we're going to go and we're going to poof that 10 over here. The 10 is toast. Goodbye, 10. So now we're left with 4 times 2, which is 8. So they're saying 4 times 10 times 2 is the same as 8 times 10. Well, we know this is 80, right? This is 80. That's what's happening here. Let's look here. We have 4 times 10. That's 40. Times 2. That's 80. So they did the same thing here, but with much bigger numbers. They said, hey, I'm going to pull out one random number, and instead of being 3 numbers to multiply, it's going to be only 2 numbers to multiply. And that's going to make the same amount, because they are telling us that 9 times 6 is the same, or 9 times 6 times 5 is the same as 45 times 6. So I will prove to you that that's right, because I know you guys are wondering. We'll multiply, and we'll check it. So here, let's do the 45 times 6. I'll break it apart, and we'll do 40 and 5. So we'll do 40 times 6 and 5 times 6. We know 5 times 6 is 30. Here we need to poof a 0, and then we're left with 4 times 6, which is 24. And then if I add these up, I get 270. So now let's do it the other way, and let's check this 9 times 6 times 5 business. So 9 times 6 is 54. And then it's saying that we need to multiply that by 5. So again, I will split 54 into 50 and 4, and then I'll multiply each piece of it by 5. So I'll do the easy part. 4 times 5 is 20. Poof my 0. 5 times 5 is 25. We have 250 plus 20. And look, we're at 270. So we found that 45 times 6 is equal to 9 times 6 times 5, because that's what we did. We did 9 times 6, and then we multiplied it by 5. We just split it apart into 2 problems. That is what they're doing with these problems, guys. All right, remember, I'm going to be at the school and I'm going to be packing up the room. If you have problems, I'll be checking, but I'm not going to be replying as quickly today.